Hi guys, it's your girl Natalie, the one true diamond, coming at you with my D2S 360s. This ain't D2S, this is morning chit chat vlog. Where am I? Who am I? This is morning chit chat vlog, you guys. I don't know. I gotta go somewhere today, you guys. Who's got wrapping paper on sale? And don't say there was a glitch at Dollar General wrapping paper. There won't none at my store by the time I decided to go look, it was gone. I couldn't find any. So I need, and I know Target had their Christmas stuff, but I wasn't gonna buy $100 worth of wrapping paper, and I don't need any Christmas decorations. I'm gonna wait. I'm going to wait on that 90%. Yes, my stuff never go to 9% at my stores. As soon as it hits 50%, people buy it up, and then you might can find something at 75%. I'm like, why don't y'all wait? Wait. I'm gonna have to learn to start hiding that stuff I want and wait for it to go at 75. But these people be buying the stuff as soon as it hit 50%. Like, come on, give it a rest. I see people getting 90%, Target 90%, because those people know the weight. They know the weight. They know they're going to get it at that. But my store never goes past 75%. They do not mark down 90%. I do not know why. And I'm calling it my store, but I mean in my area. I don't own no Target. But the Target in my area never goes but 75%. And by the time it gets there, it's slim pickings of anything. I want to change up. I want to get a new tree. I think I'm going to go with an all-white tree next year. And I want these like Tiffany frosted blue bulbs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not really Tiffany blue. It's more of a frosted blue. I seen somebody with a tree like that, and I'm like, like, I love it. Yes. So I'm looking for a pre-lit white tree. After Christmas special though, when they start marking stuff down, they might mark them down even before then. But if I see one, I'm gonna get a pre-lit white Christmas tree, because that's what I'm going into. And hopefully we might get a house big enough where I can have 2 Christmas trees. My hope is to find a house that has a formal living room as well as a family room, so I can have 2 trees if I do that. I never did that at my other house though. But one thing what I would do was I would do a big tree in the formal room, and when I did have my house, that I already told y'all that story. Anyway, in the family room, I would put the small tree up that the kids, everything they had made for me during the years, throughout the years, I would hang it on that tree. And yeah, I kept a lot of their stuff, and then some of it I took and I put it inside of their scrapbook. I scrapbooked it, and I put a lot of those like pictures. You know how they put their picture inside of little, I put a lot of that stuff in the scrapbook for memories to keep, and you know, when I pass and go on, they can have it. I really made it for them to show them, you know, this is your life, you know. And I wanted to start one for my grandkids, so that they could have something for themselves too. But I have gotten so out of scrapbooking, but I'm thinking about going back into there if I can get my craft room / beauty room and get settled. I feel so unsettled because I think I got so much going on with trying to buy a house and trying to plan a wedding and Christmas going on, and you know, I just want to get past the wedding, get the house, and you know, set my house up like I want it, and then I can feel more stationary, and I can get back into doing those things that I love to do, because I had so much fun scrapbooking my kids' life from birth on up to their high school years. And They look at that scrapbook and they were happy when they got it, and they just was so tickled at some of the stuff that they had. And I'm telling you, for my baby boy, I had to get very creative with his. Now, he had some things, but not a whole bunch of pictures like his brother had. And I'm going to tell y'all, I think I was going through like a postpartum depression, but it just wasn't diagnosed when I had my second child, because it was like a whole bunch of his life was like, I don't want to say missing, but he didn't have that every moment like my first child did. And maybe because it was the first child and everybody just pretty much spoiled him. But, the baby boy, he had some pictures, but not as many. His brother, I had to like, no, I'm going to put this one instead of this, that kind of stuff. And, it's kind of, I don't know, but I really do think I was going through postpartum depression, because I was depressed because I had a second baby, wasn't married, and their dad, they have the same dad, just wasn't doing right. He wasn't doing me right. He was not doing me right. And so I was going through something. So, and it was like, here I am with the second baby. He didn't do right with the first one. Definitely going to do right with the second. But I am so glad I pulled myself together. I got myself by the collar, pulled myself up out of that slump, and said, look, girl, you got 2 babies now. You can either keep messing with this man and be full of babies and do nothing with your life, or you can pull yourself up out of this slump, get it together, and go on and make something out of yourself. And that's what I did. After my second job, I started with the first one. I had a dream, going off to college, going to nursing school, and I made it through my first year of college. I came home for the summer, and bam, here I go with this man, pregnant with my first child. Yeah. And so that kept me from going back off to college. And I started, what did I do for 3 years? I done something. Oh yeah, for 3 years. Okay. I went to CNA school, went to be a CNA 1, and I worked doing that for a little bit, well, taking care of my son, going to CNA classes, and then boom, here comes the second one in my CNA 2, after CNA 2. And here comes Trey. I started trying to work, and I kept getting sick with that soap. Was making me sick, and I was like, what is going on? Why am I sick? And it was because I couldn't stand any smells. Whenever I was pregnant, I could not stand smells. I could not wear perfume. That stuff just made me sick, and that's what it was. Yeah. Pregnant. So with him, and then I stayed back a little bit, trying to raise him and, do all those things. And then, I started back going to nursing school, taking classes to get into nursing school. And I got in nursing school, and, y'all know the rest. So in between trying to do all that and figure my life out, somewhere or another, I lost some of my baby's life in there too. And I'm not going to say he didn't have a good life or I didn't raise him, because I did. I still was there for my children, and I had my mom and dad's support with help raising them. But just like every step of his life, I just don't have every step of his life like I have every step of his older brother's life. And anyway, I think he's gotten over it now. He used to get kind of sad. It's not funny, but he did. He used to get kind of sad, and I never explained it to him. Son, your mama was going through a tough time. She was just depressed, like depressed. It was all I could do to pull myself up to take care of you guys, and on the inside I was breaking in two. And I've just never explained that to him about his part of his life. And I don't know. I think I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't even tell my mom or anybody that I was going through depression. And that is sad because, for one, some people can't break past it. And that just, made me think of the little girl that was showing on the internet about maybe a week or so ago, might have been last week sometime, where she had all kind of warning signs. She was saying things out on her Twitter account and stuff, and people were telling her, get over it, life happens, get over it, you need to quit whining about it and do something about it. I think they were trying to encourage her, but it was in the wrong way. And she went, and this person was in North Carolina. She went on the top of a bridge and jumped over and killed herself. This was before Thanksgiving, and she committed suicide. And some people cannot get past that. Some people cannot. I just thank God for his strength. I know God has something for my life for me to do, that because I look at how other people did not make it past that point. They didn't have the strength to pull past that, and I thank God. I think my children helped me to pull past a lot of those negative things that had happened in my life. I think they gave me the strength to know that, because a lot of times when I was going through with my husband, and I was like, I cannot take this anymore. I would literally be crying on the toilet. I cannot take this anymore, God. I just cannot do this any longer. I wish you would just take me, because I cannot do this any longer. And that was my plea and cry so many times. And then it would come into my spirit, what about your children? Who's going to raise your children? And that's what kept me going. And I said, okay, I got to push a little bit further. And this was, this was even after going through nursing school and being married. And I told you guys about my bad marriage I was in. And, so I thank God for them. I know they were here for a reason. I didn't look down ever as, why did I have these children? They hindered my life or whatever. I never felt that way because of them and who they are, because they came into my life as a blessing. They blessed me to be able to live on, to get to this point that I can do the work of the Lord. I can encourage somebody. I am here today, yes, because of God, but because God placed them in my life to give me that strength that I needed to push on from all the obstacles that I have overcome, even from childhood unto now. And for the longest time, the reason why I told you I had such a bad relationship with my dad was that, I told you he walked out and he left my mom with 4 children, 1 in the belly. My mom had 5 children by my dad. And he just left us and went with this other woman to New York. And for the longest time, it was like I pretty much hated him because he left me, and I felt like my life would not have been the way it was, and I felt like things would not have happened in my life that did happen if he had stayed there. And it took me a while to get over that healing process of where I could learn to love him again as a father. And it's my life. I could write a book and probably be a novel, a bestseller. But I thank God, that through all those obstacles, I could find a reason to be here. And that's why I know my ministry is strongly in encouraging young women that you can do it, that you can make it. Don't give up no matter what. You got to find that one thing. It only takes one thing to give you strength to hold on. And, I look at it, and it was my children. It was my children. I had 2 things. I had my children, and that helped me to hold on, to push forward, to persevere. I guess I'm saying the right word. Push forward, to go on, to make it through all those bad times, to know that I had them that I had to look out for, that it wasn't just me any longer. And you hear so many people who say, I met this lady yesterday who said that, she went through depression and she had to take medicines and things because her husband committed suicide. She didn't know why he committed suicide. He committed suicide, and it was hard for her, and I thank God I didn't have to take any medicines, but through his strength, through his grace, through his mercy, I made it through my depression, and yeah, it's just a blessing. So I hope this encouraged somebody this morning, this chit chat. I really do hope that this chit chat encouraged someone, because so many times we go through things and we feel like there's nobody we can talk to, and we hold it in. And I held it in, and I tried to make things like I'm happy. And that's most of the time you hear people say when people commit suicide, they never know. Even though the hint, or there's subtle hints there's things that are there, a lot of times they never outwardly say. So a lot of times when you hear people boasting, I want to kill myself, I want to just let it go, I'm sick of this. A lot of times some people are trying to get attention, but you can't ignore it all the time, because sometimes they're not. But the majority of the time, when somebody's going to commit suicide and it's quiet, the ones who are really going to do it, it's quiet. You never know. You never know they're unhappy. You never really know that things are going on that's really bothering them. They never act out. They get inward and shut up on the insides. They don't talk to the people who are around them that really, really care. So I thank God that even though I was shut up, he gave me strength. So I know there's a purpose on my life. I know I have a God-given purpose on my life. And that's why I don't mind giving. I don't mind helping. I don't mind encouraging. If somebody needs to talk, I'm going to talk. And I know some people probably say, well, you just put all your life out here on YouTube. I put my life out here on YouTube to be a blessing, to encourage someone else, because I know it's hard. And I know sometimes people are going through, and you never know who's going to come on your channel, and who's going to look, or who God is going to bring to this channel. And if I don't do what I feel like God has ordained me to do, what is my purpose here? What was my purpose for him keeping me here? So I just thank God. I just thank him. I thank him for everything I went through, all the bad. And I thank him for bringing me to better places. I can see my promised land now. If you just hold on, I got a blessing for you. If you just hold on, if you just push through, God got better for you. He got greater for you. And now I see my greater. Do I see all my greater? No, I don't see all my greater, but I can see my greater. And I just thank God for just the blessing that Derek has been in my life, like a true friend. And I just thank God for him. And he's just so thankful for me. Like, yesterday he was just being so thankful for me, like, and I'm like, huh? Really? It's like sometimes you get to the point of, why would anybody be thankful for me?